Welcome to Henry Clay High School. No, this isn't one of the physical education classes sweating through some aerobic exercises, and it's not one of the athletic teams warming up for practice. This is the marching band, and they're doing what it takes to get ready for another grueling day of band camp.
It gets the heart rates up so the kids are into moving and getting that physical activity in their system. I think it helps coordination with what they're doing. And it's a bonding thing. It's something that the kids do, and some people are really good at it, and some of them try really hard at it.
After the aerobic workout, the band went outside to spend a lot of time working on the basic fundamentals of marching. The goal was to achieve uniform fluid marching steps. But in order to do that, each step was broken down by counts and examined for precise positions and angles. Next, it was time to get down to the business of learning the drill for the new show. This year, the drill charts Director Teresa Elliott passed out were more challenging than ever. Paying attention and keeping your concentration was truly a matter of survival. Some of the drill was so tight, one wrong move and you and your instrument could be history.
13, 14, 15.
Some of the drill is really hard. There's one set where I'm marching backwards and have to kind of dodge trumpet players who are behind me and doing halftime. And so all the tubas are kind of falling over each other.
Have there been any really bad accidents out here?
No, not really.
Not only was the drill challenging, so was the music. But that's what having an excellent band program is all about.
We're doing the music from Sir Malcolm Arnold. Why we chose it, I think it's just it's all music from brass band literature, and we have a very healthy brass section this year. It's very, very difficult. I think the kids are up for the challenge.
The opener is so hard. With the drum line, there's such a sound delay in the opener, and getting the wind players to be with me and the drum players to be with me, it's been a real challenge.
It's kind of hard to get marching and playing at the same time because the music is really fast and like our feet just need to hit together and everything.
Make no mistake, this is extremely hard work. When it comes to surviving band camp, the upperclassmen have a big advantage.
Well, the key to surviving band camp is ignoring the heat and just focusing on what you're doing and just trying to get the job done.
But the freshmen held their own, thank you very much. The rookies were facing challenges of their own. The first time you played and marched at the same time. What was it like?
It was great. It felt really neat because, I mean, it's something I'd never done before, and it was really exciting. I was kind of happy that I could actually get two things going at the same time and actually make it kind of look good.
The first time I played march, I was messing up. I wasn't able to march because I was trying to concentrate on marching, keeping time, and how I stepped with my toe up. I rarely played, and when I did, I was playing wrong notes.
At the end of a hard day of band camp, a pool party is a great way to relax and cool off. Car washes were also another good way to cool off and earn some money for the band.
Okay, you guys, I need someone with a jammy.
When they fire up the grills, it means only one thing. Band camp at Henry Clay is coming to a close. The annual picnic includes lots of good food, but the main event occurs down at the football stadium, where proud parents watch the premiere performance of the new show. When football season started, the Henry Clay Band performed at the home games. Henry Clay's first contest was the Bluegrass Pageant of Bands across town at Bryan Station High School. Everyone was a little nervous as they got off the buses, but no one would admit it, except, of course, the freshmen.
I'm kind of nervous. I'm wondering if I'm going to mess up or not, and
You'll do okay.
I hope so.
This contest is important because we want to know where we stand and how things are going to be this year. And, you know, really looking forward to competing today, and I'm very excited. I'm very charged.
What have your directors been telling you to work on this week?
Marching, we're doing a lot better playing. It's just mostly set changes and, getting everything in time.
The past couple of years, the Henry Clay Band had found early season success at the Bryan Station contest, and the kids were hoping this year would be no different.
Hi.
After the students had put on their uniforms, they broke up into basic sections for warm-up. This contest included an afternoon preliminary competition. Preliminary scores would determine which bands qualified for the evening finals. Over at the stadium, dozens of enthusiastic parents gave the band a warm welcome as it took the field for its first competition of the year. You could tell the band was suffering some first contest shakiness, but the performance was good enough to garner the first place trophy in Class 4A and qualify for the evening finals. Henry Clay also won awards in Class 4A for Best Auxiliary and Best Field Commander.
The performance this afternoon, I think we had a lot of pre-performance, jitters. We spent all morning working in the rain, and then to get the uniforms on and then get out there, I think we just had a lot of freshmen that really weren't really clued into what was going on, and we did well. But there's a lot more potential there that hopefully we'll get a few more of those jitters out tonight.
Okay, you got your first contest under your belt. What was it like?
I think it was a lot of fun. It was very frustrating. It was just complicated because it was like you were scared, but you did what you could.
How about you?
It was fun, but I was kind of nervous about it.
After the prelims, the band booster set up a table of food. Not only were the kids a little hungry, members of the field crew needed to recharge their batteries as well. Henry Clay took the field for the finals, bound and determined to improve on its earlier performance. Henry Clay received a distinguished rating and the fourth runner-up trophy. But satisfaction outweighed any disappointment. That's because the band had performed much better in the finals than it did in the prelims.
I mean, we have a lot to work on, and we'll get it in the next rehearsal. And I'm just happy that it was a much better performance than this afternoon.
It is a pretty cool trophy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Henry Clay's next competition was the Morehead State University Festival of Marching Bands. Unlike all of the other contests, this one was not a head-to-head competition with other bands. It was ratings only, each band competing against itself, so to speak. And it was fun to play in front of such a large audience in a university stadium. Henry Clay did quite well, receiving an overall distinguished rating and distinguished ratings for both the auxiliary and the percussion. Henry Clay's next contest was the Glen Este High School Band Invitational up in Cincinnati. This contest was rather unique because it had been a few years since the Henry Clay Band had competed outside the state of Kentucky. The Ohio marching competition rules and judging were somewhat different than Kentucky's, but there would be no major changes in Henry Clay's approach. The practices leading up to this contest had been intense, just like any other contest. But performing out of state made it a little more exciting. And this was Henry Clay's last competition before state.
I think this contest is really important. It's important that we go to a contest where we really feel good about what we're doing. I think the kids are kind of hyped because it is out of the state of Kentucky. We've got a new judging system here. And so I think if the kids pull it together this time, they'll be really hyped and ready to go for next weekend.
I think we're going to come out pretty good. I'm looking to having a great performance because practice has been really good this week. I'm nervous. Everyone else seems to be really feeling that we're going to do well. I hope we do.
Well, we've been trying to be real focused in practice, and the past 2 weeks we've worked really hard to improve a lot of changes. Our show just gets better and better every day, and so we should be real prepared for today.
This contest involved an afternoon preliminary competition, followed by evening finals where an overall grand champion would be crowned. After many weeks of rehearsals and performances, remembering the moves and music wasn't a problem anymore. The big challenge facing the Henry Clay Band was performing consistently with excitement and emotion. After the preliminary performance, the band had some time to watch a video of the show. There were no major mistakes, but it soon became all too clear what was lacking.
Your heart's not in it. You're in the uniform, you got the hat on, you got the instrument there, and I'm still having to tell you to get your head up. I'm still having to tell you to get the bell of the trumpet up, or the bell of the baritone in. Up. You know, it's what's missing is the heart. What's missing in Siciliano, there's not a part there. Just a little bit of heart and soul and emotion from every person in here. You wouldn't have to change a thing.
Meanwhile, back at the stadium, it was time to announce the prelim awards.
For the Division I Class 4A first place trophy, and that goes to Henry Clay High School.
In addition, Henry Clay won awards in Class 4A for Best Music, Best General Effect, and Best Visual. The band also qualified for the finals, and a drawing was held to determine the order of performance.
There are 9 bands in the finals, and I drew 9. So that's good. Yeah! I've been doing doing this long enough that I can justify any position I drew. I want you to know that. Okay?
Going on last meant the kids had a little free time to grab a quick bite to eat, rest up, and think about what the directors had told them about taking the show up to the next level.
I think everybody's going to get their acting gear for tonight's performance because I think we're more motivated now.
We're going to go at it full force and put everything we have into it. I think it's going to be a good show.
Henry Clay knew it was in a position to win a grand championship, but a panel of judges had to be convinced the kids from Lexington deserved it. It was a great performance, and everyone was charged with anticipation when the final results were announced.
Now then, this is the one. This is the Division I Grand Champion, Belcan Corporation, trophy sponsor. Take it away, Henry Clay!
We did a great job, and I really kind of expected, for us to come out really at least close to the top, and so we did, so I'm really thrilled.
And we come to an Ohio school, and one Kentucky band gets the grand champion. I'm really proud about that. And we had a great show, and I think it really is going to be a motivator for this following Saturday over at Hayes Creek for state.
You can go as far as you want to go. You make that decision. All right? I think we're gonna get changed. We're gonna have some more food. We're gonna try to get out of here as quickly as we can, and we're gonna gear our focus toward this next week and next Saturday. All right? And for those of you that can make it, 3 o'clock tomorrow at the stadium to help clean campus, and mow the grass, and weeding, and all that. Okay? Give yourselves a hand. Give everybody a hug. Let's have a big squeeze. I want a hug.
Henry Clay's marching season came down to the KMEA State Marching Band Competition, which was held in Lexington for the second year in a row. And once again, Henry Clay hosted the Class 3A semifinals. Scores of band parents volunteered their time working a variety of jobs. Cars had to be routed and parked in an orderly fashion. Buses and equipment trucks also had to be parked. Tickets and programs had to be sold as people entered the gates. Tractors for moving each band's instruments and equipment had to be driven. And of course, concession stands had to be manned. It was a total team effort.
I can't say enough about how important the band parents are to the booster organization and the band. From fundraising to events like this, we couldn't do it with, they're literally the backbone of the organization.
Meanwhile, the Henry Clay Band was inside getting ready for its preliminary performance. For the freshmen, it was yet another new experience.
I'm really excited, but I'm really nervous. I really don't know how to feel. I think I need to calm down and get more focused onto the music.
For the seniors, it was yet another final chapter. This could be your last performance in the Henry Clay Marching Band. How do you feel?
I feel
excited. I can't wait to see how things go. I hope it goes well. But in another way, I'm sad. I put 4 years into this, and it's been a long haul, and it should be great. And I love everybody here, and I'd do anything for them. And I just hope everyone comes out feeling good. No matter what happens, we've all done really well.
Who do we have here?
This is Stella. This is hers.
Stella.
The official clarinet section mascot. She's a wombat.
Who's that?
Clarence, the cow. And this is Sunflower, and this is a bear. See the big sunflower right there?
Yes, I see.
Isn't that pretty?
Over at Tates Creek High School, torrential rain the night before had turned the football field into a quagmire. But contest officials used tons of sand to cover up the bad spots. Henry Clay took the field with a different attitude this year. The year before, everyone in the band had fully expected to make the evening finals. And when that didn't happen, the kids were crushed. That wasn't going to happen this year. All that really mattered was pulling off the very best performance possible and leaving the field feeling good.
The Henry Clay High School Marching Band from Lexington, Kentucky, under the direction of Teresa J. Elliott and Carolyn Schwab.
The band did leave the field feeling good. It had been a great performance. Henry Clay finished a respectable 7th place in their first venture into the challenging Class 4A state competition. As for the disappointment of not making the finals, what a difference a year makes.
Well, I guess it was so much more disappointing last year because we came off the field thinking for sure that we had won, or that, that we had made it. And when we didn't, it was so crushing that this year I don't think many people, except maybe the freshmen, got their hopes up that high to the point where they couldn't handle the defeat of not making it.
You can't win them all. You can't take the place of what the judges are going to say. It was, again, one judge that gave us the low score that kept us out of it. Otherwise, we'd have been probably third. And we can't control that. So I think that was a good lesson to be learned. And I was real proud of the kids, the way they took the news, the way they moved on. Yeah, there were some disappointments, but I think it was a great life lesson learned that day that you can control what you can control, but you can't control the outside sources, but you can certainly control your reaction to that.
Marching season gave way to concert season, and Henry Clay's first performance was the holiday concert, which got off to a rousing start with the London Parade Band. The flute choir performed an arrangement of Carol of the Bells. Next, the concert band took the stage. The percussion ensemble's rendition of the 12 Days of Christmas was a crowd favorite. Then the Jazz Combo provided yet another style of music. One of the highlights of the evening was the premiere performance of the Steel Band. The Henry Clay Band was very fortunate to obtain authentic pans from Trinidad, thanks to high school principal Diana Woods and band parent Mike Barnhill.
Each one of these notes has been chiseled out, and the way this works is the bigger the note, the lower the note is. So as I play these, you can tell the lower notes from the smaller notes. Now the inner circle has the smaller notes, and these are the much higher pitched notes. And the way the octaves work is it's sort of close because the octaves are usually directly across from each other.
The holiday concert also featured the London Jazz Band. Another highlight of the concert was the presentation of an award to director Teresa Elliott. Dr. Susan Cressup of Morehead State University presented Ms. Elliott with the prestigious Women Band Directors National Association Scroll of Excellence. The symphonic band closed the concert with How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The holiday season also included a fruit sale sponsored by the Band Boosters. Parents and students took orders. After the orders were taken, baskets were filled and decorated. Then the fruit was delivered to all of the customers. Right after Christmas, the students who participated in the London parade trip headed up to the Cincinnati airport to catch a couple of flights to England. Some of the kids had never been overseas before.
Well, I'm really excited. I think it's a real adventure going overseas for the first time, and it's just really neat, and I'm just really excited about it.
Everyone was pleasantly surprised to find out who the pilot was, none other than freshman John Bryden's dad, John. It was a long overnight flight, and the kids passed the time any way they could. As dawn broke over Great Britain, the jumbo jet touched down at London's Gatwick Airport. After the students picked up their bags and passed through customs, they boarded coaches for a scenic bus ride into London. Soon the coaches were crossing the River Thames, and everyone got their first glimpse of some familiar London landmarks, including Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament. After a quick ride through the busy streets of London, the coaches arrived at the Mount Royal Hotel where the band would stay for the week. The kids had just enough time to check into their rooms, then the activities began. First, a brief walking tour of the area surrounding the hotel and nearby Hyde Park. Instead of walking back to the hotel, the students and chaperones got a quick lesson on how to use the London Underground, otherwise known as the Tube. The evening was capped off with dinner at a London Pizza Hut, but even the smell of some good old-fashioned American pizza couldn't keep some of the tired kids awake. There was plenty of time for sightseeing on this trip. The British Museum was a popular attraction. The museum included artifacts from all around the world, but the mummy exhibit was one of the favorites.
I like the cases. They showed the inside of the case, and they showed the outside and all the detail that was on them, and there was like all kinds of different colors, and colors I didn't even know existed back then, like aqua and all this other stuff.
The carnival-like atmosphere of Piccadilly Circus was also another favorite place to go, especially at night when all the colored lights lit up the sky. The evening dinners at the Mount Royal were first class. It was a good time to visit and compare notes on sightseeing. The Wembley Conference Center was the site of the first performance. The audience really enjoyed hearing Henry Clay's London Jazz Band. On New Year's Eve, a bus tour of London was scheduled. There was so much to see, the kids really gave their cameras a workout. One of the stops included historic Westminster Abbey, and the bright and sunny weather made the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace especially colorful.
Really cool. I love the drums, because I'm in the drum line. Love the drums.
The next stop for the coaches was the centuries-old Windsor Castle just outside of London. Everyone got to see how some of England's kings and queens lived a life of luxury. Back at the hotel, they held a New Year's Eve party where the kids danced the night away. At midnight, the chimes of Big Ben were piped into the room to welcome in the new year.
Happy New Year, everybody!
The next day, it was time for the main event, the London Parade on New Year's Day. The parade included a wide variety of entries, many of them from the United States. From gigantic balloons to college and high school cheerleaders, much of the parade had a distinct American flavor to it. Henry Clay's London Parade Band entertained thousands of Londoners along the parade route with some holiday music.
People were really receptive, and it was really great to be able to march for all these people that really seem to appreciate it. And even though I'm in a lot of pain right now, I feel really great.
There was still a lot more sightseeing to do, and the Tower of London was one of the must-see points of interest, where the Beef Eaters were leading tours and holding court. St. Paul's Cathedral, with its unique architecture and art, was also a breathtaking place to visit. And some of the students and chaperones even ventured via train out to Stonehenge. On the last day of sightseeing, the coaches took everyone up to Oxford for a visit to storied Oxford University. The next stop was Stratford, where the kids got to visit the birthplace of William Shakespeare and browse down streets filled with shops. What's the deal here? What's with the hats?
We bought them at that William Shakespeare. Oh yeah, what hats? We don't see any hats. This is our hair.
After a busy week of sightseeing and performing, it was time to head back home.
Bye, Henry Clay, bye.
In February, the Henry Clay Symphonic Band participated in the Kentucky Invitational Band Festival at the University of Kentucky. Henry Clay's program included a composition called Firework. Associate Director Tara Lynn Schwab was the featured soloist on Turquoise Daydreams. The band closed its program with Manhattan Beach March. With basketball season underway, the Henry Clay Pep Band filled the gym with spirited music during home games. For the second year in a row, Henry Clay conducted a symphonic band camp. Accomplished musicians from area colleges and universities taught master classes and led sectionals. Dr. Susan Cressup of Morehead State University conducted a session that focused on a challenging musical portrayal of the bombing of Dresden. Once again, the Henry Clay Band performed brilliantly at the KMEA District Concert Band Festival. The concert band began its performance with Coast Guard's March. Next, the band performed as summer was just beginning. The performance ended with the gathering of the ranks at Hebron. A panel of judges rewarded the concert band with 4 straight ones, the highest rating. The symphonic band opened its program with the first movement of Symphony No. 3. Next, the band performed Canterbury Chorale. The symphonic band ended its program with the fourth movement of Symphony No. 3. Once again, the symphonic band received an impressive 4 straight ones. When the UK basketball team was clawing its way to another national championship, the Henry Clay Band went out to Fayette Mall to participate in a pep rally that was broadcast live on TV. Henry Clay's jazz and percussion extravaganza was just that, an extravaganza of contemporary music. The Jazz Combo opened the concert. Up next, Steel Band A with a familiar tune arranged by Tara Lynn Schwab. Then the percussion ensemble took the stage. Playing in a steel band had become quite popular with not just the percussion students. This was Steel Band B. Kenneth Metzger, Tara Lynn Schwab, and Jed Leach teamed up for a challenging composition. The highlight of the evening was the jazz ensemble and special guest soloist Vince DiMartino. After the concert, everyone walked over to the gym to watch the Winter Guard perform the routine that secured the regional Class A Tri-State Circuit Championship. The Pops concert was the last concert of the year. It was an informal affair, and the gym took on a festive atmosphere. Dinner tables were decorated with all sorts of colorful, creative themes. And the entertainment? Well, it was a showcase of the impressive musicianship of the Henry Clay Band. The jazz ensemble was just the first of many groups to perform. Next, the combined bands played a few selections. Even the drum line got into the act. The steel band was a crowd favorite. Then the Jazz Combo performed. One of the Fluke Choir selections was Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Senior David Jaggi conducted the symphonic band's performance of a Gershwin portrait.
It's really kind of intimidating at first. You know, you sit in the back of the band, you know, with a tube in your lap, and it all looks so easy, but you get up there in front of the band, it's really intimidating.
Guest soloist Terry Everson was featured with the symphonic band. The concert ended with guest soloist Brian Murray in the jazz ensemble. At the annual band banquet, all of the seniors were recognized for their outstanding contributions to the band. Over the years, each of their individual efforts had been woven together into a magnificent fabric called the Henry Clay Band. It seemed like just yesterday they were wide-eyed freshmen. Now, they were teary-eyed seniors. The U.S. Marine Corps Semper Fidelis Award for diligence, dedication, and musical excellence was given to Kim Campbell. Kim Campbell also received the Director's Award for superior leadership, cooperation, and achievement. The Louis Armstrong Award for achievement and creativity in the field of jazz was given to Joy Shanks. And the prestigious John Philip Sousa Band Award for overall outstanding achievement in instrumental music was presented to David Jaggi. It was a sad moment when the seniors said their final farewells. After you've dedicated so much to an organization like the Henry Clay Band, it's tough to say goodbye. On graduation day, hundreds of people packed into UK's Memorial Coliseum to watch the class of '98 receive their diplomas. And when the band played a song called Friends for Life, the graduating seniors, wearing their caps and gowns, performed with the Henry Clay Band for the very last time.
Oh, it's going to be hard. I mean, these are the people you spent 4 years with other people in high school. You know, you might have in this class freshman year and this class junior year, but we've been in band together the 4 years, and we spend so much time together. I mean, practices and rehearsal and concerts and traveling. You learn to accept things in people that you wouldn't accept in anybody else.
As many seniors will miss are friends. I mean, the first friends I had were in band because of band camp, and one thing I remember is coming into school my freshman year and knowing people already here besides freshmen, knowing seniors through all the classes.
Being in band has been the major part of my high school career. I mean, I don't know what I would have done. My life would have been so different without it.
The last 3 years have been wonderful. I've learned how to play an instrument, and I've made a lot of friends, and being a senior, seeing the new kids come in, I only hope that they can have as many good experiences with the organization as I did.
Well, as an exchange student, I have different experiences, but marching band, or the whole band, was actually completely new for me, that we had, for example, practice every day. And then especially in marching season, all those competitions and contests in marching uniforms. I never wear marching uniforms, so that was like the first time I was in that thing, and I feel really formal.
It's kind of depressing towards the end of the school year. The beginning of the year I was real happy, and right now I've got real mixed feelings about it. I'm happy that I'm leaving, but sad that I have to leave the band.